right, so this movie is a indie film starring, and I believe what I saw was produced by Vinny something. Crap. I have his name. But he's the guy that's this British tough guy. It's always in the, action films. But he's mostly been in kind of as side people. And then the main movies the movies that he's been in where he's the main actor are more usually indie films. He's the guy that played in the X-Men 3 movie, The Juggernaut. Apparently around that time, when he's all juiced up from beefing up for the movie, he got drunk and went on a rampage in a bar or something, I believe. It was like in the early 2000s. I usually like him. I haven't really seen him in anything for a while. He's kind of in a hit or miss movies, and honestly with the indie films, they're also just a hit and miss. However, one of the great actors in here that I haven't seen him in, much films other than him being a side person that ends up dying or after he's had a little part in it, which is disappointing, and that's Ron Perlman. He will always be known to me as the original Hellboy. If you haven't figured out, I don't have a review on it. I did not like the new Hellboy, but I won't get into that. That's a whole nother movie, obviously. And it had him a lot more than normal in here with this movie, with Ron Perlman. But I wish it had a little more, but not by much. I definitely loved his character. As always, he's a great actor. I definitely loved his character. I definitely loved Vinny's character. Well, not at first. His character came off weak. Now, I was expecting him more be of what he looks like, and he kind of is more of a deadly badass that can throw punches and throw people across the room kind of thing. It wasn't like that with him. It was like more of an old man type of big ego kind of thing, and I just thought that was a bit wasted for his character. Especially because, as you know from the trailer, if you saw it, his black girlfriend ends up dead. He finds her, and so from the trailer, you don't know what the story is that. But you kind of get like drug lords type of thing or something in there, which wasn't that. It was a mob, from the British mob to American mob and stuff. Definitely a lot of rednecks in here, like the typical deep south kind of rednecks. And there was actually a really poetic scene in there with Ron Perlman confronting his, I believe it was his son, I can't remember, but it was him and his guys, and they had a rebel flag, the Civil War flag. And so he went over there and ripped it down and gave a speech about how they're traitors and whatnot. And if you know anything about your history, you would know that. And if you watch this movie, you'll see that, and it's actually really good. I thought that was a great piece of added in there of American. And he talks about how, because he's an oil guy, oil businessman, kind of crooked, but the way he goes about it is he respects more of the earth. He doesn't like how the other ones are doing it. The whole thing to it, and there's his partner in here of the British mob. There's an old man, I don't know his name, but he's usually a very good actor. Kind of looks like, it kind of always reminds me of Anthony Hopkins, but obviously it's not him. But I thought he did a great job of the littleness of how much he was in here. There's a guy in here that they actually made more of a bigger person, a character in here than I thought they were going to, with the way they're going with it. Because he was kind of a really wussy kind of guy, and I don't understand why Ron Perlman's character put him in the position of what he was in the workplace. But you'll have to figure out what that is, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. I recognize the black girl that gets killed in here. I swear I could be so wrong, but the two things I've seen her is she usually ends up having a small part and then she dies. I don't know if that's just her whatever we call it, attorney, not attorney, but the guy that gets her the acting jobs, if that's what they could only get her in. Because, you hear about this in Hollywood where certain actors can only get small parts and stuff and have to work their way up. I don't know, but she usually does a good job from the movies I've seen in, and I honestly wish that she would be more thoroughly in this stuff. But it is what it is. And I don't know how long she's been in the game, but the quality of the camera is average. It's nothing really like big or anything. They do some dramatic slow shots with music. That's about as extent of the dramatic shots. The story though was actually pretty good. It definitely, I thought it was going to go one way at certain things, and it didn't go that way. Yeah, I absolutely love the story. I do wish it had more action in it. And it was definitely a different take on certain things, because it's an indie film, they kind of go different little direction what you normally assume you get with films, big Hollywood films. It's typically the same thing used over and over. You'll know what I mean when you watch it, because it's just kind of how it's more of a theater thing than like a cinematic. But yeah, I thought it was very good. It definitely has some issues with it, and I definitely would give this 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly recommend it. I don't know who the director, Scott something I think it said, but definitely a great job, and I will be hopefully trying to put something out tomorrow. I know it's Saturday in the weekend, I normally don't do that, but it's just been hectic for the past 2 months for me health-wise, so it's hard to put on a thing. I've been trying to do it all week, and it's just not going nowhere. But anyways, hit the bell icon, hit the subscribe button, and like the video. And everyone have a swell day, and happy Friday. Skål.